Right. So, continuing the week of progress, I was going to work on magic stuff. Yeah. Fortunately, though, the sprites are taking me a little bit longer than what I thought. I've started work on them. Curious. These will be the spell tomes with a little different patterns depending on the type of spellbook. I need to color all the different patterns because we'll stick with the affinity system, so there'll be 12 of each. That's what, 12 by 5 is, yeah, a lot of coloring to do. Plus, then I need to figure out what I want to do with the ribbon, right? Because usually they're red on enchanted books. I don't know. Grey actually kind of works, weirdly. After thinking about what goes into crafting them, because right now it will be the infused paper and the ancient leather, which I might as well hop back onto the normal world so you guys can understand what exactly I'm talking about. So we have some custom items. Right, so we use this leather, which will be named ancient leather. We'll do one so you can actually see what it looks like. And then paper, we have infused paper somewhere. Perfect. Right, so they'll be used to make the book. So infused paper is usually glow ink and normal paper on a grindstone. Right, hopefully this works. I haven't actually tested it since I poured things over. Oh, because I have stacks, I forgot. Right, they should get, there we go, ground up into infused paper. That'll be the book. Yeah, still the ribbon and everything else. So what I think we're going to do is port over just some of the miscellaneous features from the old version. Right, so there's a few different things to look at. Mainly the mining system, I think. So we have this little egg converter, if you will. Then our makeshift spawners using a beacon. And this little multi-block structure allows you to grind up stone. I can hit it. Does actually still work? Yeah, perfectly still work. Right, we can actually make that a little bit better because I can just do loot tables, meaning that all blocks will have randomized loots. Why are they still grinding? Right, because it must be any item. And then we have our furnace, old school furnace, which you could use to smelt. No, that was a crusher. This one's a furnace, right? Which you could use to smelt coal and whatever else. I think it's 1-to-1, maybe. I think they go on top, whereas nowadays the new furnace goes in the middle. Or might go in the middle. Either way, I have them more or less done. It's just about tweaking them and making sure that they are actually suitable for the pack. So this is the normal Runechant. If we go to my... Oh, it is actually somewhat plain. I was going to say messy desktop. We go to incomplete, Runechant, data pack, then Runechant functions, right? So these are all the functions from the old version. And the ones we are interested in are some of the miscellaneous. So for instance, the mob spawners, should probably be control clicking. To do a smelter. I think I've already got the passive potion effects in the little work in progress section. Cauldron brewer, no. No. Okay, passive potion effects. Oh, actually I don't remember what this is. Ah, right, I had unique tags for different things. That will be scrapped and reworked. So mob spawners, smelter, cauldron brewing is already there. Ooh, different tab. Elite mobs we don't need at the moment. Egg conversion, mending, convert, rock crusher, the shulk exchange, spore effects, that's another misc one. I do like the dungeon oddities, I think we'll just take that over to look at. Special crafting we might as well look at. Tinkering we don't need, we remade. Weapon arts we remade. Fish ponds, that's another big one. And block effects. Smelter. Dungeon viewing blast furnace. It's hard to remember what exactly I want. Wayfinder, that's new. Trophies will be reworked. Your bosses. Ancient spells and the ancient wand I do like, but that needs some heavy rework. Boss eggs, no, not at the moment. Cauldron brewing FX, that's there, perfect. I guess. We'd like the boss bar stuff as well. Yeah, so basically there's lots for us to sift through and see exactly. what we want to keep and what we want to use. The bosses I want to remake from scratch. Possibilities we already remade. I think that's everything. We'll just copy those over to the work in progress. Pottery was already there, so skip that. Right, so we want to sift through these, rework them, and get them up and running. So we might as well just start from the start. Okay, so mob spawners, right? You put a spawn egg in, and you get a spawn mobbed out, right? The structure, I can probably keep the same. I might want to change the material block. I don't know what to call it. Stone block, right? Let's have a look. So it was polished blackstone, which is kind of cool. I don't know, is there something that screams more, this is a summoner? I guess the purple stuff, right? And then gives a higher necessity to actually go and farm purple. Unless you like building with the purple, I suppose. But what do we need? The structure currently is... Why'd I go to this world? Right, I have the structure in this world. So the boss, or I should say, mob eggs, were this, right? So beacon, 2 crying obsidian, and then stairs all around. If we look at stairs, I mean, I can make any stairs applicable, but that feels weird in itself. Endstone? If I use endstone, well, it's too accessible to me, that's why I don't like endstone. But I use endstone for the actual way you generate mob eggs in this pack. So you usually use a turtle egg and then one of the items from the mob, and that gives you the spawn egg. Right, just as a way for players to actually be able to farm and collect. I think it's a worthwhile feature. And then this as a makeshift spawner. Granted, though, they updated spawners, right? So you can actually just insert the egg if you want. I guess it could be an upgraded. The good thing is I can have this run regardless of light level, regardless of checking blocks. I can make it spawn the entity on top, and you can run water or something like that. Altogether, there's better ways to make this work. So I think we'll stick with it and just, yeah, again. Stairs. Instead of blackstone, something else maybe. Try purple or endstone. I think endstone will probably be the better choice, although it doesn't really match with the crying obsidian anymore. I think the purple would actually... Well, no, because the purple's too light. Unless I change the crying obsidian to something else. I like just the beacon being the hefty cost. Or we just completely rework the structure itself. Come up with something different. Because I think this also needs item frames to run. Which is something we can get around, I think. Maybe some sort of storage block in the middle. Yeah, so it's looking for an item frame on top with the egg. Yeah. And then I just give it a chance every spawn to break the egg, or something like that. Probably the best way to do it. Can you use dispensers yet to stick things in item frames? Actually, I kind of like the idea of... You can put item frames all around the beacon and have the eggs. And then still spawn the mob on top. And just check all 4 sides. I think that's a little bit better. And that way you can set up, you know, combination spawners. Yeah. We're gonna get a drink while I mull this over. Right, keep the basis. Do something else though. Think what blocks would be impactful to make the player have to go and get. So I do think, obviously, a material block like the purple stairs, and then maybe have the spawner degrade over time and the stairs slowly be destroyed. And you can have them be replaced with... Oh, that was the wrong thing to destroy. With endstone. There's no stairs... Well, actually, you can use stone stairs if you want to. No, there's no cracked stone stairs, is there? No, only blocks. Yeah. Anyway. Right stuff, right? So we have sound effect, that's fine. We can make this a bit more broad. They're on 1 minute timers, which is fine. We have a 1 minute timer. Looking for glow item frames with a spawn egg. Slightly annoying in that regard, right? Because we'd have to look for all item frames. So anytime you put an item frame down, it's going to check. It's not too bad. Well, actually, I can include the blocks. Basically, with the new handy way I've set up the pack, it's super easy. We just go functions, go down to our entity one, and we just add it in here. Whatever we want. And if we want to add the timer to it, we just add that at the start, right? And then this will handle everything to do with the spawner. Execute if blah blah blah. We're doing 1 minute. 1 minute for a spawner. Is that too long? I delete all the timers. We're actually obsolete. You have 2 minutes, 1 minute, 1 second, 30 seconds, 30 minutes, 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a bit too short. What's the timing on a normal spawner, out of curiosity? Should really leave the wiki open. Normal spawners take anywhere from 10 to 40 seconds. So I think a minute. A minute is fine. Right, because then if you have all 4 sides, you're effectively making it 15 seconds a mob. Granted, normal spawners can spawn more. Yeah, I think a minute's still fine. Give me 1, doesn't really matter. I should organize these by timers too, so I can keep them consecutive. Either way, run, execute as this, and here's where we set up whatever we want. We'll stick with glow item frames. We won't allow normal item frames. At S, and then we need the blocks. So keep that for now, and I think we'll just replace it with purple. But we do have to rethink about position. In fact, we need 4 of these running, which actually I can make them spawn at different intervals. And oh, it's gonna be annoying. Now I have to think per position. Beacon. Right, so the structure if the item frame's here, the structure if the item frame's there, and so on. Right. Spatial thinking. It's a good practice to learn, right? We'll just copy this over. All walls, all walls. That is the wrong thing. There are a lot, though. And run. And then we do another function to check the egg, and then it spawns it. There's not really a way to push the mob, though. Actually, if we align, I assume they should all go on the same block, because if we're executing here, and then we align one over, nah. Ah! There you go, problem solved, right? If I align off of these, then I don't have to change the structure. Or if I just execute position, blah, blah, blah. In fact, that's fine, because that works better. Blah, 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 execute. No, positioned. 1 block up, 2 blocks up. Just the same for all of them. Yeah, and then we just go round and round. Now it's basically like they're on top, which means I can keep the same structure. I'm not going to the right files, because this is basically if the item frame is on top. And I should probably include spaces so I can see exactly where one function starts, one ends. Proofread, proof check, I should say. Make sure it works. Doesn't, because of the type. Because of the S. Okay, and then we want to replace the polished blackstone, which I don't know if I'm using that anywhere else. I'll do this. Make sure. Place. That's not right. It's just purple? Yeah, it's just purple. Purple brick. Nope. Okay, looking good. Still executing as that, which means I can still run the egg check, but the position is fine. Oh, timing. 1 minute is how many ticks? 20 ticks in a second, 60 seconds in a minute, 20 times 60 is 1,200. So 1, 01, 601, 901. Okay, now we need to set up a folder. Manual spawner, spawners, mobs. I just got mob spawners. Here's my templates. Okay, run function Runechant spawner slash spawner. Oh, that's one way to do that. I can't control Z back, can I? Nope, I just deleted the folder, didn't I? Yep. Progress template. Meant to be quick. It's not being quick. Spawn. Done. And then this and some should be simple enough to set up too. Okay, this should be quick. That can go. That can be saved. And then this doesn't need anything. This needs to be copied from. So we're doing execute as. Do I run it in spawn or do I run it in separate functions? I don't think you need to split it up. S run. We want the particle and the sound effects. That's the first thing. But still be positioned higher. And then now we want to check for each egg. But I don't do at S again unless I reposition it, because then that corrects it. Yeah. And here we're just looking for all the different eggs and then summoning whichever mob is appropriate. Okay. And the issue is we have lots of eggs. How many to be precise? A lot. If you can get an egg, you can spawn the mob. Fair enough. I was thinking, do it in the inventory, do it in chest. We'll just do it here. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is 63. 67. 85. Hope that counted right. Two, 3, 4, 5. 10. 15, 20. 25. 45, 65, 85. Right, I'm going to put that off screen so I can go back and forth nice and easy. And we just alphabetize them. Ellie, summon an Ellie. Axolotl, summon an axolotl. Spelling is going to be a nightmare. Plus the fact that I can't touch type. Bat, bee, blaze. Bat, bee, blaze. Bat, bee, blaze. Camel, cat, cave spider. Camel, cat, cave spider. Chicken, cod, cow. Creeper, dolphin, donkey. That does not look right for dolphin. Because I forgot a P. No, I forgot to put the P in the right spots. Excuse me. There must be a better way to do this. There is. Right, if I look up the wiki, you back here, should list them all alphabetically. Fit. No, not perfect. Why are they not all here? Why are they not? Ah, because they're by type. Like, I gotta. It's my OCD. There has to be some sort of rationale to the ordering. Please. You gotta ask yourself, is this worth it, right? Why not just give the player a normal spawner? Why does it have to be one they can make themselves? I don't know. Don't know at all. Is it cool? Do I really need to include the Elder Guardian? Probably not. I spell it right? I think so. They get the dragon egg, they get the dragon egg. Forgot they added all the bosses. And the dragon. Enderman. Endermite. Endermite. The other issue is the mobs that require you to add stuff to them. Or is it, skeletons? Or do they fix them not spawning with a bow? That was misaligned. Almost caught back up. Guardian. Oldman. It's actually crazy to think that there's now 85 mobs in the game. Pretty decent. Also pretty bad by other game definitions or standards. Just crazy from, you know, where Minecraft started. Llama. Cube. And, not even halfway, are we? Should have done this in Excel so I could just copy and paste. But you know what I really should do is I should test this before I finish doing them all. It would be awful if it doesn't work. Here I am typing all that. Yeah, still loads to go. Villager. Polar bear. And just every time it triggers, we add in a luck check for the closest player. That will break. The more luck you have near it, the better. No, or I just add in a random check. Random or luck. I do like the idea that luck can affect a lot of things. Skeleton. Surely we're close to done with the hostile mobs. Yeah, I see the warden. W's near the end. And then we'll just try the hostile mobs. In fact, do I need to add the passive mobs? I should add them just for the sake of adding them. The crafting will be just as bad. If I want to add in everything. Well, I'll probably just copy this over and manipulate it somehow. I don't have to retype them all. Or do it in, like I said, in Excel. Indicator. Warden. W was not the end. Which this might end up being the only thing I do. Well, not today. I'll probably come back later if this does end up. Hoping to smash out a few different things. Might as well do the passive mobs too. So we're more than halfway. At least it'll be easy enough to add something. Zombie hide piglet. Wow, not 85. No, 85, but not according to the wiki, because they have the joke mobs as well. Also, why am I not just copying it from the wiki? I don't know. Same reason I'm kind of just talking. To fill the space. Plus, this is practicing my touch typing. Touch typing is basically just memory and muscle memory. Frog, frog, frog. Squid. Horse. Mushroom. Mule. Ocelot. Music's gone. No idea why it stopped cycling. Why you'd want to use pufferfish, no idea. Better to have than not to have. Better to spell right than not. Rabbit, rabbit. Salmon. Almost there? Yeah, finally. I don't think the wiki's all-inclusive though, looking at it, because I feel like we're not going to run our spots. If that's the case, it's going to be annoying, because it means I have to sift through the eggs and figure out what's missing. Fingers crossed, it works out. Snow Golem. Squid Strider. Tadpole. Tropical fish. Yeah, I have way more egg slots. Maybe I miscounted. I probably miscounted. Turtle. Turtle. Villager. Down the V. They didn't give the illusionist an egg, did they? I think that's what's... It'd be nice to give the player away to spawn the illusionist. Yeah, illusionist doesn't... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's weird too, that there's 8 difference. Recount the eggs. Make sure they work. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3 from the whites. 4, 5, 6, 7, 63. Plus 8 is 71. 75. I was 10 off. Yet at the same time, I have 2 more. How do I have 2 more? Where's the not Java mob? Are these? Save. Let's see if everything's typed out right. Function. Runechant. Okay, it's there. See if it works. So we need purple, crying obsidian, beacon, item frames, and mob eggs. Any will do. Okay, so if we go 1, 2, 3, then surround these with stairs. And then an item frame with you inside. Timer, item scoreboard, objective, set display, sidebar, timer 1 minute. Put you on all sides just to make sure. Well, I'm going to miss the first tick. Yeah. So chances are it doesn't work straight away. Way too hopeful. Should proc at 301 was what we set it to. Which did. Okay, that's understandable. Check the functions, make sure that they are still all there. No, there we go, perfect. It's a starting point, which is better to have. So we messed something up in the first function. Spawner works, but the tick entity no longer does. That, exit that. I mean, that one's fine. That one's not fine. Why? Ah, because I forgot the function portion. Save. Reload. 901 is the next tick. There, that's good. Perfect. And then at 101, it should spawn again. Thank you for moving. Perfect. Now, if we swap out the eggs, Well, it doesn't really matter. I'll just grab 4 random ones, right? Should cycle between the mobs. I mean, we already had drowned, fine. Go away. Okay, so it should spawn something different now at 601. Oh! Drowned. 901. Next one. Perfect. And then 101 will be a different mob. Looks cool. I like the combo between the sound effect and the particle. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, oops. I am tempted to make the obsidian lose its power, but I feel bad about the bottom one, right? Because you don't really have access to it. Go away. Let's throw the scoreboard. So, right, the easiest thing to do would be just randomly these swap out to normal obsidian. That breaks the function and stops it spawning. But then for the bottom one, right, you'd have to, I don't know, break the pawpaw to get to it, or break something to swap it out. And then also, just detail-wise, normal obsidian to crying obsidian would be very missable. Then the other option is just to have it eat the eggs every now and then. So there'd just be a random chance that it clears the egg inside its item frame. Right, it consumes the egg, if you will. So you get who knows how many spawns out of it. Or both. Or, again, have the stairs destroy. But, I don't know, we could slowly convert them. No, there's no pawpaw walls, are there? I was going to say convert them to walls and then convert them to stairs. Slowly convert them to slabs. And then break. But even at the slab stage, you'd have to replace them, so you might as well just break them entirely. Start with the eggs, and then we can work around it. Do I make this do anything? That's the tick entity, that's not the one I was thinking about. Okay. So, do I do a luck check? That's the first big thing. Right, do I check anyone's luck? We continue as, execute as. We probably want a particle and a sound effect too to indicate... Maybe not a sound effect because it's already playing a sound effect, but a particle to indicate that the item frame is being deleted. Although I do have to move it, so at this one you do at S, and that should reset the region. Right, so... Not poof. Going to indicate the item frame, consuming it. I mean, which just comes to mind. Or reverse particle? Reverse portal? And probably not 100. Go 20. Probably not 111. Something like that. So if we save that, and we just rebuild it, right, there's no luck check, so we can just check out the particle. What do I want to flood my world with? Give me husks. Don't mind having husks around. Ah, that's an issue. We don't want it to do that unless there's something in there. Okay, so the issue is with reverse particle, you can't quite tell. I mean, right now it's proccing for all of them, so that's fine. Well, actually, no, I should still only proc for one because of the timing. Which one? That back one. No. Maybe portal is the one? I always get the two confused. Which one sucks in and which one goes out. And the speed is also an issue. It is that one, but that doesn't really, you know, feel like the egg breaking or being consumed. Do witch. Eh. And the purple matches, which is nice. What if I sped it up? No. White. Increase the particles. I think we swapped a witch. Yeah, that's kind of like poof. It's gone. Start with that. We continue to spawn eggs, that's fine. Now these. We need to do NBT. We just get rid of this. Right. Should make sure it checks that it has an item. It requires an item to run. We'll do the same for that. And then we just remove the item. It'll be... doesn't really matter. I always forget the clear. Let me look it up, because I have other functions that use clear. Rune traps. Data remove. But you can also change them as well. Because it'll be more efficient if I just use the S. Because it's, yeah, looking for S. I'll worry about cleaning up tick lag later. Okay. As it stands now, it should always clear the items. We can see it in action. And we'll add in the checks. Whichever egg is next. Come on. Unless I broke it. Feels like I broke it then. No, there we go. It's gone, so it should be this egg next. No, I go 1, 2, so it should be this egg next. I was going across. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Which egg? What was that egg? Alright, that looks fine. Alright, so there's a chance that the egg gets consumed. Now we just have to add in the chance. We could also add in the chance for it to run twice. And spawn multiple mobs. Also, the other thing I want to check. Stray, for instance. I'm pretty sure you have to give them a bow right. They don't default spawn with the equipment they need. They spawn empty. Put in all 4 just so we get it nice and quick. No, they do now. Good, good. I'd have to adjust. Yeah, burn away. Okay, the luck though. How do we do this? Find the closest player. So, where's any of the weapon arts? These all have luck checks. That one? Yeah. Add that in, change S to P. So if the closest player's luck is... This is greater. Need to do less then? No, I just changed that unless that works. So at max luck, right, the spawner will run indefinitely. Low luck, it will get cleared. You have to put more eggs in. Am I fine with that? I can put it in a separate role. So if I limit this to, say, 500, right? You only need a 50% luck score to have the things run indefinitely, it means that on base it's 20% rather than 10%, which is significant. This is kind of suck if you make an egg and it only lasts once. Execute at S. So do if score matches. Need to write this out in a command block. Oh, I put matches in the wrong spot. There we go, dot dot. Can you do dot dot? Yeah, you can do dot dot. Right, so if it's less than 500, it will run. If it's more than 500, it won't bother checking. So that effectively halves the amount of luck you need. And then I can tweak this however I want. Save. Put our Husks friends back, and we'll see how it clears. So it spawns one, and no eggs are gone. That's good. Want to let it run until it does clear an egg to make sure that the concept works. Then we can move on to actually making mob eggs. We didn't see any witch particles. I mean, I put the RNG on the scoreboard for us to see, but I don't know if we can watch it correctly. Oh, no, there you go, never mind. We got an egg loss. Perfect. Then the higher luck you have, the less chance that it breaks and eats the eggs. I think that's better than draining the obsidian. I mean, if it was just the top one, and then you can, you know, hop on top and fix it, I think that's fine. It'd be annoying with the bottom one. I mean, I can make the bottom block something else. Yeah. And then you're essentially fueling it with crying obsidian. But I like the eggs being destroyed, especially if I'm going to make eggs accessible to the player. And then the upside is, with an egg, you can spawn a mob instantly. With this, you can convert the egg into X amount of mobs. Granted, you might only get one out of it, so it's equal. Or you might get more out of it, which is nicer. You know, it's the second egg, right? Yeah, second egg gone. So I think that's better. And then you can also guarantee where it spawns. You don't have to use it. I mean, you put it in dispensers, I suppose. I'm just trying to think of the upside to using this over just, if you get your hands on an egg, you know, just spawning the mob in yourself. So it has to be that degree of extra uses. We want to change the bottom obsidian. What would look nice? Probably something that glows, right? Or even... Can you still hang? You can, but that's a bit weird. Because I was going to say have lampposts or lanterns, and then have the lanterns be replaced with normal lanterns, right? As it drains. I like that idea, but I think I'll use that for something else. I think, yeah, changing this obsidian would be the only other big thing. Maybe shroomlight? Frog light, maybe? Let's see how a few different blocks feel. Right, so if it looks like that, glows, it's a bit too bright. I don't mind the frog light, but I have to come up with something. Or sea lantern, maybe, as the spawner. You need to go hunt down a sea lantern first. And then the idea is the crying obsidian is powering it. I don't mind that at all. Having to have a sea lantern. Then slowly this obsidian being changed to normal obsidian. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm digging that. So nice and easily, we just go back to tick entity. Which one's which? Crying obsidian, -1, that's the top one. -3, so it's this bottom one. Just change that to a C. I turned on insert, didn't I? Sea Lantern. This is an E, yeah? Yeah. So you're fueling it, and then I can make the Crying Obsidian a higher chance to be deleted. Right, save that. Do this again. Do it twice, actually. We get rid of the base check. Just leave the unless. We also get rid of the at. So the obsidian is 1 block down. This would be the portal, the reverse portal. Because then it looks like the Crying Obsidian is losing its stuff. Its charge. Also, is it a bit loud? Sorry if it's a bit loud. Seems a bit loud. I'll put it down to 25. Maybe a little bit slower. Yeah. 0.1. Okay, and then instead of that, we do set block, Minecraft, use fill. Fill lets you spot replace, right? Just so there's no shenanigans. I continuously hate this command because they replace the ordering compared to mobs. Obsidian, place, Crying Obsidian. Okay, so there's a chance the eggs break, there's a chance that the Crying Obsidian goes. Good. And they all only function while it's running. So I will have a way to convert turtle eggs. That's the goal. Right, make there a proper reason to actually farm turtle eggs. So essentially you can incubate, or whatever you want to call it, turtle eggs into other mob eggs. Right, when you want to see the obsidian go, that should still work, right? It's always the worry. Nope, there we go. Did the reverse particle, but didn't replace the obsidian. Right, because I am in the wrong spot. This should be -1. I'm on top of the spawner at the moment. Yeah, so that'll probably be the last thing we do today. Did it straight away. It's not good. I don't like the idea that you have to babysit it. That's the only issue. I do like the idea that you do have to maintain it or refuel it or restock it, you know, to some degree. That's not just an infinite spawner like the actual spawners. But it will feel bad to baby it. I think we lower the chance for the eggs to actually break. And then give the obsidian this chance. I even have Crying Obsidian anymore? No, I don't. Still went straight away. Not a good sign. Hopefully we just got unlucky. Yeah, we just got unlucky. Yeah, so it has base chance to break, which we can tweak as we go, and then it has a added. What am I trying to say? There's an additional roll against your luck. So if you have higher luck, you can make sure it never breaks. Yeah. So this was the original version, although it used polished blackstone instead, and the egg had to go on top rather than the side. The direction of the stairs doesn't really matter. Just like it like that. I can see it being like a reactor if you face them the other way. Egg, egg. Oh, actually, I don't think iron golems works. That's the other particle I need to carry over. Is it charging up and sucking in energy like that? Well, plus you can see inside the beacon. You can just, yeah. Yeah, so we definitely want to return that to it as well. Just slightly more annoying because we need a function running constantly. Plus, if it's covered like this, you can only slightly see them, so I maybe extend them as well. Oh, you can see them enough. But yeah, and then this was the way to make eggs, although I sort of destroyed it. You throw in the turtle egg and different items from mobs, and that generates the spawn egg for survival. Will also be fun to create. A lot of typing in that one. Okay, we'll do the particle. Running, good. How do we do this? Do I need multiples of these? Yeah, because the position is the issue. So we need 4 of them. Because we want to run every tick. It's fine. Oh, that's not the right way to copy them. Yes. But then you'd have to get a spawner, and you can't move a spawner either. I mean, you can still build around the spawner. That's one thing, I suppose. I like having alternatives. Right. And then it's just about balancing their usefulness against the original. So yeah, you can still go to a spawner. These ones are technically quicker, because they run every 15 seconds, whereas a normal spawner is anywhere between 10 and 40 seconds. Plus, the place that the mob spawns is also guaranteed, meaning that it's a lot easier to set up, you know, like water or feeders or anything like that to deal with the mobs. I think there's enough pros for it to work. The question is to filter these down to 1. Or I guess more particles, more eggs works too. Tick underscore spawner underscore fx. Like even with the mob eggs, you can still use the mob egg yourself as well, right, to spawn it wherever you want. But then the idea is you can possibly get more uses out of one egg doing it this way. I need to find the base particles. Starter pack. Functions. Particles. Yeah, brick, that should do. That's something I need to make sure I'm detecting an item. Oh, I did not open it. That's that particle. There's the other one. Portal as well. Why am I running multiples? This is something else. Prime obsidian and a beacon. Yeah, that's fine. Ah, shock cell. There it is. And positioning should be correct as well. Execute at S. No, at. Particle, run particle, save. Actually, in here is where I should be checking if it has an item. That should cut down on lag too. Save. I'll just save all. It's slightly off position. It's a bit high. I think that should be the half a block fault. Change it to 2. Save. Feels a bit excessive though. You're trying to get rid of the item frames. If we get rid of all but one, it should be reduced. Yeah, it's still misaligned. Interesting. I mean, I'm going up and over. I should just need to align the X and Y. Position, blah, blah, blah. I mean, all the if statements work, so that's fine. We'll do it anyway. Align X, align Z. This in the correct spot. Positioned 2 up, 1 down. Yeah. This one is not in the correct spot. Save. No. But actually, they should all now hit that spot if they're aligned. Which is better. Just means I then have to move it over more. Yeah, because it's aligned to this corner, so I have to go half a block in both. Which is doable. Spawning wise means they should always spawn at this corner, which also I don't like. Any day now? Or did I break it? I mean, the particles work, so it can't be broken. It feels like it is. Yeah, it's definitely been more than a minute. The spawning was working, so why did I change that? So I think I just need another position statement after the align. I'm guessing it goes to the positive boundary. That should be that. Yes, there we go. Now it looks fine. It's working again. So I did break it somehow, but that's fine. And that ate the egg. Oh, and ate the obsidian. Right, and then the more eggs we have, the more particles. Unless it broke again, which it did. And very unlucky with the luck rolls. Right. Might cut down on the water particles. Nothing broke? Yeah. Maybe even get rid of the portal particles, just have the soul. Because I don't think you'll be able to tell which egg breaks. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just... Well, also, I should be checking this as we go. It's still fine on the tick leg. Get rid of that one. We don't need anymore. Or even decrease it. Try decreasing it first before I just blatantly delete it. I feel like just having the soul particles is enough. You can still see them through the eggs. Okay. Spawn is done. That's done. And we need to do the egg manufacturing. I don't really have a good way to delete that. So we will just rebuild it. Or somewhere I do not have a platform. Build a platform. Sure, this is still somewhat working. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Endstone. 1, 2. Soul lanterns. I think it's a dragon egg in the middle. I can't remember. Oh, not there. I feel like I made the requirement. You need to go get the dragon egg. It's most likely an item frame. There has to be some form of entity detection. Which I can get rid of, because I can just look for items. Right, and then the idea is you get yourself a turtle egg. And... Phantom should do. I think I did the phantom egg. Chuck both on. Oh, we missed it. It's fine. Get more turtle eggs. And poof, gets converted into whatever mob egg. You were very annoying. Yeah, so then we just clean up the particles, we get rid of the item frame, although I do like the item frame serving as like a platform, right? Instead of you just throwing it onto the egg. Oh, there's the wrong egg. I mean, I could do just endstone slab over the top. Then you never know what's there. But yeah, make the requirement quite high. So you need to go get yourself dragon egg. And you get as many eggs as you want. And then still have a reason to use the spawner. Okay. It should be in the WP. In progress. Did mob spawners, they can go. Egg conversion. I'm going to assume that's what it is. Right, look for the item frame, looking for the item. And then looking for the setup. It's fine. And on this one, we'll probably make the lantern slowly be degraded. Into normal ones. What's the crafting recipe for lanterns? Is there an easy way to convert normal lanterns back? Oh, yeah, I can add in a way to craft normal lanterns back. Yeah, so you'd have to remake it from scratch. So I just add in a recipe to convert the normal lantern back to a soul lantern by combining it with a soul torch. That'd be the solution. That way it doesn't feel like a hassle that they're being converted. And some sort of odd system, right? So you don't need all four, but if you have all four, there's a high chance that it works. Or a high yield, maybe. There's creative ways we can tinker with it. Walls, because I do like the setup. Is there a different wall we can use? I don't mind it being like this shrine, Ender Dragon Shrine. Make it up the head or something too. Yeah. Okay, let's get to work. We might just set up the structure, and then I'll do all the recipes myself, because it'll be kind of a long thing. I have to type out all the eggs again. That itself is a huge hassle. So we start off very much the same. Back to our function, we go to our entity. So we're looking for an item. We're looking for a turtle egg, so we'll copy this one over. Change this to a turtle egg. Doesn't need any display information though. And we drive that back to 81212. Tick underscore. We'll keep it the same, egg conversion. Bomb spawner. Let's do egg converts. And then we just need the if block. Dragon egg, brick stairs, looks fine. The lanterns is where we change it up a little. From there, I doubled up the run again, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, similarly, we run 4 of these. We just get rid of each lantern. It's the first one. One, two, three. Making sure that left the first one. We get rid of the first one on all of these. This one we leave the next one, get rid of the following 2. I feel like I'm dyslexic when I read this much. Or that one. Why was there still 4? I'm going to delete the wrong thing because I'm dyslexic. Okay, and then just delete everything but the last one. Okay, so there's 4 versions, each with the different lanterns. Oh. Then do a randomized check. Doing a randomized check just means that it could take longer to craft. It's not what we want. We want chance for it to... What am I even trying to do with each of the lanterns? The more lanterns you have, the more eggs you craft? No, the higher chance that you maintain the materials, but that's basically the same as increasing the output. Yield, yeah, yield's the only thing that comes to mind. What are the factors we can control? Whether it works, if items are consumed, and how many eggs are produced. Those are the 3 factors we can affect. Right, so with 1, it has a chance to work as it will consume items and it'll produce 1, something like that. Then with 2, high chance to work, slight chance that items aren't consumed, and a chance to produce 2 or something like that, and then we just cycle through that. So a reason to stock all 4? No. I think we just stick with 1. Just have it as a chance to break and you have to replace the lanterns. That's the other hard thing to balance is you don't want it to be annoying just for the sake of being annoying. And I'm starting to feel like having the player have to fix the lanterns is just annoying for the sake of annoying. I like the idea of the lanterns providing a bonus, but there's not really a good way to do it that comes to mind. And also means I am setting this up wrong. If I want the lanterns to do something, I get rid of the lanterns entirely, run the function, and then in the function check for the lanterns. All right, start from there. Okay, so that runs the tick egg convert. Means we need to make the tick egg convert. This will handle particles. I'm just trying to think how to control, because there's so many ways to do it. Right, I could set a marker, give it a scoreboard, have it count, produce something. We just give it a chance to work, depending on... Very confusing. Execute as at S if... No, so no if. Right, and then we do 1 lantern, 2 lanterns, 3 lanterns, 4. We completely forget the if. And the placement as well. Okay, so first lantern, second lantern, third lantern, Fourth lantern. Alright, and then just run function Runechant mob spawner slash whatever. Okay. And then we also do an RNG check. This should also be condensed down into one, then have the timers and everything run off of that. So performing these checks over and over again causes extra tick lag you don't want. The check should be performed in this function, because every tick this runs, it's running anyway. Particles as well. Particles are annoying too. Because as it stands, the way the particles work is they indicate every 5-second cycle. Right, which means they start just as the egg is converted. Unless I have them constantly run like this, there's no other way to give an indicator. Unless I include the timer in this controller. Why do I have to make things more complex than they need to be? Also, I'm going to the home screen because I want the background music. So I've got run. I'm going to play something. None of these have the RNG check, do they? It's not the right one. Should just be copying from the spawners, because we had it set up nicely there. Four matches, that's fine, and then the run. Essentially, we have 5 of these. No lantern, right, there's a 20% chance. 2 lanterns. Do we do brackets, or do we do like that? No, you have to do brackets. Cool. Will be the particle, this will be the actual function. No worries for now. Thanks for dropping by. Just call it egg recipe. This will create the egg. We want a separate one then to decide whether or not to consume the materials, and a separate one to decide whether or not to get rid of the lantern. Luck in this scenario can't play a role, because these are segmented in those 200 ranges, right? So it actually penalizes you for putting the lantern in X spots if luck was a factor, because it's hard to hit this range in luck than these ranges. Okay, create the egg. Happening in the same tick, so it's fine. All these are messed up. I also want a timer clause. Really this. 5 seconds is still fine. They'll need to run on the same interval. The particles start at 1 second. And then have these end at the end of the 5 seconds. What was that? So technically they are strobing. Actually no, because you still need the egg there. But you only see it if you hit the right range. No time on these ones. Okay. Creates the egg. Decides whether or not to destroy items. But how do I control yield? Essentially, all this is doing is speeding up egg creation, because it can take anywhere from 5 to 25 seconds to craft an egg. More lanterns, it'll take 5 seconds. This lantern stuff is really more work than what's worth. Nail biter. What to do? Scrap it. Get up and working. I like the idea. There's no clean way to execute it. We've literally spent under like 20 minutes mulling over it. The more lanterns, the more eggs. That's the simplest way to do it. But then it'll be 1 to 5, right? No lantern, you get 1 egg. More lanterns, you get higher eggs. The issue is there's no overlap, so there's no chance that it procs more than once. Or I don't have to do the range thing, but to do the range thing, then it's more about how many lanterns you put. Right, because right now there's no way that you get 5 eggs. Right, because it's always picking one of the 5 outcomes, depending on the lantern. Or you just have them all run, right? So the more lanterns, the more eggs. But I'd like to have individual checks for them. Right, so there's a point at which one doesn't work. Which is fine if I go the opposite way with the scores. Right? Instead of being... No, because it'll still segment it. No, if I swap it to unless. There's still no point where you can get all eggs, but there is a point where you can get 4 eggs, right? If I do unless... the 200 range, you get 4 eggs. Yeah, one's always excluded. Alright, that works better. We do unless. Alright, so that controls yield. More lanterns, more chance of more eggs. There's still a chance of no eggs though. If you have no lanterns, there's a higher chance. As long as you have all 4 lanterns, it'll always work. We want there to be a chance that the items aren't consumed. Yes, but I think I'd bake that into that and then do something else with it. No, I think just more yield off of lanterns. It's better. Always consume the materials. Okay, got there in the end. Right, so we have particles and we have the recipes. That's all we need. Or is it? I'm still undecided. Do I want it there to be a chance that it doesn't consume materials? If you have more lanterns. The consumption of materials does have to be separate though. Otherwise it won't work. Right, because it'll just run one of these, delete the items, and the other ones won't run. So egg recipe goes first. Okay, decides how many eggs. And then we go back to if. Right? No, because it's still blanket coverage. There's no point at which none of these run. If I'm using this to get rid of the materials, we want a point at which there's no chance to get rid of the materials. Or to have the lanterns be high yield but guaranteed chance to lose your materials. And it still has to be unless. There just has to be a second check on it. Right, like I halve them or something. So you get the 200 range. And then there's a 50% chance to lose your items. Something like that. Yeah, so unless means if it crafts the egg, it's going to run this function too, which is what we want. Then have to tinker with the ranges, right, to make it a bit better. So for instance, we'll just do 1 to 1. Okay, so 0 to 1,000 is what you can roll. You roll in between 200. You get the egg. Then within that 0 to 200, if you are unlucky and you get between 50 and 150, you lose your materials. Right, so there's 100, so it's a 50% chance if you get the egg to lose your materials. Yeah, that works. Right? be 51. And same with this. You go 250 to 350. We'll do consume. Do create and consume. Ooh. So there's still dead spots if you're crafting 5 eggs. There's more dead spots, which is fine. Right, so you higher egg yield, but a higher chance to lose your materials. Should still amount to 50% overall. So at four lanterns, you have a 80% chance to make 4 eggs, and then you have a 50% chance to lose your items. At 3 lanterns, you now have a 60% chance to craft 3 eggs, right? Yeah, because there's 2 dead spots. Right, that's fine. To craft your eggs. But now you only have a 40% chance to lose. Does that make sense? No, it's always a 50% chance. It's always 50% of the successful pools. So the more lanterns, the more eggs, but you always have a 50% chance to lose the materials. Is that acceptable? Can we tinker in a way so that lanterns affect the rate of losing? No, I think just higher yield is better. And are we happy with a 50% chance to lose? I kind of like it to tinker. How would we do that? You'd have to write if statements for all of these, that then check if there's more lanterns to more ranges. We'll leave it as is right now. I can tinker with the numbers and play around with it later. And then this will be the particle. FX. Okay, that's fine. All the 4 variables we can control again. Input, output. Success. Yield. That's what we're doing so far. Is there anything else? No. But we do want, at the end of this, that chance for the lanterns to go bye-bye, which will be impacted by luck. It's similar to the Crying Obsidian one. And how do I make it only pick 1 lantern? Well, it has to be the same ranges as what we've established here. Yeah, but then the luck doesn't work. I'd have to make 4 different recipes. That way I can select just the lantern that's been operable. And it's not horrible to do, but as long as we create the first one, I can just copy and paste and then change the lantern. And then it also means it's only going to delete or convert the lantern when it's successful. Alright, I think we'll do that. I think the last thing we'll do, because there'll be a lot for me to write out, and you know, the spawners were kind of boring for the start of the stream, in all honesty. So I think we'll just tackle the soul lantern recipe, since I haven't actually implemented recipes yet. Minecraft tags, no. This is the old one or the new one? This is the old one, that's why. Recipes, yeah, so there's nothing in here, so pull up the wiki and figure out how to add in a recipe. We need the template file. It's just a blank one, blank text document. It's easier than right-clicking. Why are you not loading recipes? .json. Does it have to be named correctly? I assume it has to be named correctly. Oh, actually, no, you can just name something new. Where's the example? It's the easiest way. There's no examples. Give me an example. Crafting special. Represents a crafting recipe and the crafting table is handled with built-in logic. Nope. Crafting shapeless. That's what we want. Must have at least 1 and at most 9 entries. It's going to be fun to try and write out. There has to be an example somewhere on this page, surely. No, we'll go the other way then. Actually, I don't know if they're included in the Minecraft data. They are, perfect. What's something that is shapeless? Book cloning should be? Nope. Bone meal is, yes. There we go. Learn by example. Always works best for me. Template. Crafting shapeless, misc, group, bone meal. Ingredients would be... I don't remember what they're called. I assume it's just lantern and soul lantern, but you don't know. Yep, just lantern. And then we add in a second ingredient. Torch, a soul torch, soul torch. And then the output is a soul. That's it. I assume we don't need the group. Let me just read the wiki a bit more. Yeah, I assume we don't need the group. That's just for their information. And the category. Doesn't look like we need either. A string identifier used to group multiple recipes together in the recipe book. That's something we probably want. And a resource... No, not the type. Category is not here, though. Misc. I assume that's for the recipe book, too. What's the group for torches? Or for lanterns? That's probably the better one. Still in Misc, and there's no group. We just keep it in Misc. Okay, save. See if this worked. It's a good example for going forward. Normal lantern, soul torch, and a crafting table. Nope. I mean, I didn't upgrade the count, but what else could be wrong? Soul torch, smelt correctly. Lantern is smelt correctly. And soul lantern is spelled correctly. I think I saved the wrong one. Yeah. Try this again. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so you can convert soul lanterns over. It's good. Good to know how to do. Okay. 2 hours almost, so I'm going to call it. And I'll probably get it up and running, or at least write it out between this and next one. Plus work on the art. Maybe do some more background stuff. We'll try and speed things along. Not overall what I intended to do, right? I thought this was going to be a lot quicker. Well, what can you do? Getting something working is still better than not at all. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. So yeah, anyone hanging around, thank you as always. Anyone watching post, cheers as well.